Hello, everyone. My name is Ruth Warwick, and I'm the president of the International Federation of Hard of Hearing Persons. I'm just going to show my slide, so just give me a minute to share the screen and get the slideshow set up. And on this slide, you will see my address is president@ifo.org. And don't hesitate to contact me if you have any issues or questions arising out of my presentation. For a brief recap about IFO, we were established in 1977. We're registered in Germany. We represent the interest of more than 466 million hard of hearing people worldwide. That includes late deafened adults, cochlear implant users, people who experience tinnitus, Meniere's, hypoacusis, auditory processing disorders, and of course, hearing aid wearers. We have 46 organizational members and 5 individual members representing 35 countries. Our regions are the European Federation and the Asia Pacific Federation. And we have consultative status with the United Nations Economic and Social Council. Our website is www.ifo.org. We are governed by a board of directors that's elected by the membership. That includes myself as president, Avi Blau as vice president. Han Dong Pong was general secretary up until April when she resigned, and that position is now filled by Carol Williams. Heike Niemann is our treasurer, and of course, we have a board member, Patrick Gessa, and Marcel Bobodek, the European president, is on our board. Our roles to further inclusion, access, and equity for all persons with hearing loss include creating awareness of our needs, reducing stigma, educating about issues and contributing solutions, networking and building alliances, gathering evidence and support research for our activities, advocating for change, and monitoring and evaluate. In terms of creating awareness and reducing stigma, a major activity is promoting World Hearing Day of March 3rd. We encourage all of our member organizations to organize activities for this particular important day, and we're involved ourselves in organizing activities and posting social media messages. In terms of gathering evidence and promoting research, we undertook a survey of members about their experience with COVID-19. This was done in cooperation with the European Federation, the Asia Pacific Federation, and the International Federation of Hard of Hearing Young People. The survey was conducted last summer in 2020, and 166 persons responded. A report was produced, which is on our website, and we also had the first of 6 webinars on this topic last year. And by the way, in this past year, it's been the first time that we have offered webinars. And currently, we're undertaking a study of the experiences of people with hearing loss with the healthcare system in Nepal, and this is being conducted by Nita Kesari, who is a fellow. A fellow is a person that is appointed as a result of a competitive process and funded through the International Disability Alliance. Our advocacy around COVID-19 includes the need for access to information for persons with hearing loss. An example was the WHO briefings. When they were initially set up, there was no captioning of the briefings. We contacted the Secretary General of WHO, and after some lobbying, we're successful in having captioning added. We've been involved in promoting clear masks, the use of assistive technology, captioning and automated captioning where appropriate. So no one solution addresses the difficulties brought on by COVID-19 in terms of social distancing and people having their face covered by masks. But all of these particular strategies are somewhat helpful. And we are developing a hearing healthcare access series of tips for consumers as a result of our project in Nepal, led by Nita Kesari. We embarked on an inclusive education project studying the status of education in Uganda and Nepal, and the funding for that was obtained through the International Disability Alliance. The report is complete, and if you wish a copy, please email me. It is also available on our website. And a key finding from the study is that the identity of hard of hearing persons often goes unrecognized and students are underserved. Our goals as a result of the project are to encourage the recognition of hard of hearing as a separate disability category in education policies and to collect and disaggregate data on the basis of hearing disability. Right now, we are not specifically identified in any data gathering or any policies, at least in these two countries. We need to train educators about hearing loss. It's not enough just to train them about disabilities, but we need them to be also knowledgeable about hearing loss and about our educational needs. In the study, we found that there was a lack of hearing aids. Virtually no one had a cochlear implant in one of the countries, and assistive listening devices were very rare to come by, and speech to text was not provided. So all of these are essential services in an educational system for hard of hearing learners. And because so many students have to educate others about their needs, it's important for them to develop self-advocacy skills. This was an exciting project, and we are continuing our work on inclusive education. Another major advocacy activity involves the World Report on Hearing. We contributed to the report, background paper and captioning was written, and other components were contributed to the report. We held a webinar this year about it, and currently we're reviewing the report, and we will be preparing summaries of key elements that will provide evidence and support for our advocacy work. We are also extensively involved in the WHO's World Forum on Hearing and co-chair the Champions Group, which is involved in messaging around the report through champion stories and changemaker stories. Another key activity with WHO is the Safe Listening Initiative. And we work not only with WHO on this, but also the International Telecommunications Union. And we also have an inclusive employment project undergoing and underway right now in Uganda. We have 2 fellows who are hired for a 6-month period to conduct this project, interviewing hard of hearing persons and employers about employment issues. And as a result of this, we will be releasing a report and holding a webinar. And our 2 fellows are Brenda Wanyanya and Sirwada Moses. And by the way, this past year has been the first time that we've had fellows, so that's a step forward for us. An important part of our work is networking and building alliances. We work closely with the International Disability Alliance, an international cross-disability movement promoting the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities and other human rights tools. I serve on the executive committee as first vice president of IDA. We are extensively involved in the work with WHO, the World Hearing Forum, the Foreign Champions Working Group, and we're part of the Forum Steering Committee. Another key activity is the Cochlear Implant International Community of Action. We're a founding member of this advocacy network on the steering committee, and we handle their finances. And lastly, I want to mention the International Hearing Access Committee, which consists of representatives from IFO, the European Federation, Hearing Loss Association, Hearing Loop Advocate, the International Hearing Loop Manufacturers Association, our German association, and the European Hearing Instrument Manufacturers Association. And this committee promotes the benefit of accessible technology and sound systems for persons with hearing loss, including hearing loop technology. And it arose out of the Hearing Loop Conference in 2017 that was held in Germany. And we've issued a statement saying that definitely hearing loops are going to be around for a long time still, because future technological development are still 10 to 15 years away. So some things that we have on our to-do list: we're revising the position paper on hearing accessibility. That's being led by Avi Blau, our vice president. We're revising our cochlear implant policy paper, and we're creating a new document on the World Report on Hearing. So to sum up our activities on that wheel of our roles, you can see that we are a very busy organization, and probably busier than ever. And COVID hasn't slowed us down, because we found ways to communicate through the internet, and that will continue, but it'll be really nice when we can all meet in person and connect in person. So this slide summarizes some of our activities: speech to text, cochlear implant, hearing aids and technology, inclusive education, inclusive employment, safe listening, our advocacy around COVID and hearing health, World Hearing Day, and the World Report on Hearing, which is a seminal report and an opportunity for us to really galvanize and make progress. And now I would like to just bring to your attention 3 upcoming important events. First of all, on May 31st, we're having a webinar about cochlear implants, and this is to review our policy paper. I promise you it won't be a dry session. We're really looking forward to your input into this document. Then on June 22nd, we'll be discussing the future of hearing loops and technology, so please reserve that on your calendar. And finally, we will, fingers crossed, hold the World Congress in Budapest in March 2022. So please save the date of March 10th and 12th. As you know, this event had to be postponed from 2020 due to the coronavirus, and hopefully we can all meet in person next March. And before I close, I want to give a special note of thanks and pay tribute to our wonderful European President, Marcel Bobadek. He has done an amazing job over the last decade of serving on the IFO board. He's been an extremely active participant, and his ideas have really helped us as an organization. He's represented IFO extremely well, and he will be greatly missed. But I'm sure that we will still be able to tap into his wisdom, and that he will still remain involved and committed to the hard of hearing cause, as he has for almost all of his life. So thank you to all of you, and I wish I could be there in person with you, but I'm so glad to have this opportunity to say a few words. I wish you well in continuing your meetings. Thank you again. Bye-bye.